Hello, so our retaining wall now is cantilever type. Ito sa left yung pattern and then on the right is the sample. It is termed cantilever in the sense na meron tayong, let's say meron tayong beam dito ano. So ayan yung beam. And then naka-fix siya sa baba. Tapos merong lateral load dito sa beam. So ayan yon. And then etong cantilever beam, i-design natin yan as singly reinforced beam. Okay, so let's look at the dimensions. So ang minimum width upper base is W is 1 foot or 0.3 meters. And then the other dimensions will depend on the overall height, which is the dimension from the base of footing to the top of wall. In this sample, so 6 meters siya. Yan yung, let's say, yan yung capital H. And then, yung length or the footing dimension L is 0.6 H or 3.6 meters. Tapos, yung toe, by the way, yung parts ng retaining wall, you have the stem, which is yung cantilever beam niya. Yan yung stem. Tapos, dito yung heel, kumbaga yung sakong ng paa, and then ito yung toe, yan yung kuko ng paa. Okay, so this is the stem, this is the heel, and then the toe. Now, the B, which is the length of the toe, is 1/3 of L, or this is 1.19. By the way, these dimensions are approximate only. And then yung C, which is the lower base of the stem, is 0.1 H or 0.6 meters. And then yung thickness ng footing D is 0.1 H or 0.6 meters. And then para sa given, naglagay tayo dito ng surcharge na 240 kPa. And looking back here at the sample, ayan na yung mga data natin. So yung mga red, input data yan, ano? So we have H, B, W, C, L, and then D, then yung H prime naman, okay, iyaan, this is based on your given data. Okay, so ikaw mag-specify ng H prime. And that is the dimension of the soil from the face of the retaining wall measured from the top to the bottom of the footing. After that, yung mga properties ng concrete and steel, you have 20.7 megapascal for concrete and grade 40 or 276 megapascal for steel. And then yung clear cover niya is 75 mm. And then on this side, you have the surcharge 240. Nope. The surcharge is 19.5, okay? Itong Q sub A, this is Q allowable, sorry. And then, unit weight of soil, that is 16 kilonewton per cubic meter. And then, angle of internal friction, 36. Tapos, unit weight of concrete, which is 23.5. Ayan, ito yun. And then, coefficient of friction mu, 0.5, which is, ayun. And then, your soil bearing pressure, or Q allowable, is 240. And then, factor of safety for sliding, 1.75. And then, overturning, 2. And then, yung dimensions ng shear, key, okay, input data na rin ito. That is, the height of key is 0.37. And then, yung length ng shear key is 0.6. And then, let's look at the reinforcements. Dito sa stem, meron tayong soil face, or it is the part of the stem na nakatikit sa retained soil. And then, yung front face, ito yung exposed part ng stem. Okay? So, DB1, this is stem soil face vertical bars, or ayan siya, yung solid block na nakatayo. And then you have spacing, S1. And then stem front face, so dito tayo. Horizontal bars, so yan yun, yung mga bilog-bilog somewhere here sa front. Yan yung DB2. And then DB3, that is stem front face vertical bars. Yan, yung solid block dito sa may front face. And then heel top bars, DB5. So dito yan, yung solid line dito sa may heel. And then toe bottom bars, yan yung DB6. Ito. Okay? Toe bottom bars. And then key vertical bars, DB7. Ayan siya. Yung solid block, DB7. And then lastly, temperature and shrinkage bars, DT. Okay, so meron tayong temperature and shrinkage bars dito sa toe. Then meron din temperature and shrinkage bars dito sa heel. Yung mga bilog-bilog na yan. And then dito sa heel, meron ding temperature and shrinkage bars. However, dito sa stem, wala na tayong temperature and shrinkage bars kasi nandyan yung D1, DB1, DB2, DB3, and then DB4. And then, after this, sosolve na natin yung mga basic parameters such as beta factor, minimum steel ratio, and maximum steel ratio. Okay, now let me show you yung mga naming ng mga cells ko. So this is named as H, this is B, this is small w, and then this is C dot, kasi ayaw ni Excel ng capital C. Then this is L, this is D, this is H dot, then FC, this is FY, CC, then this is QS, US, then this is P, UC, and then U, then QA. Ayan, di ko na nilagyan yan kasi di naman masyadong magagamit yan. Tapos yung HX, this is HK. Ngayon dito sa reinforcing steel bars, this is DB.1 and then S.1, DB.2, S.2, DB.3, S.3, so forth and so on, hanggang DB.6, S.6, DB7, and S.7. Tsaka DB.T and S.T. And then, we now proceed to the design of stem. So, ang first step natin before is solvein natin yung K1, which is, or K sub A, which is ito. Ayan. So, 1 minus sine phi all over 1 plus sine phi. And then, step 2 sa mga lateral earth pressures is, so, palalabasin natin yung polygons or yung mga pressure diagrams, and then step 3, solvein natin yung mga lateral forces. And then, ang goal natin dito sa design of stem is, remember na meron tayong cantilever beam, which is, let's say, eto. Yan. Kaya, ang kukunin nating, ang nag-a-apply lang ng load dito sa cantilever beam is yung dimension 6 meters minus D, or that is yung capital H minus D, which is equal to 5.4. Kaya ang triangle natin dito or polygon natin is hanggang dito lang. Yan yung 5.4. Okay? Ang height ng polygon is the height of the stem. Yan. Okay, so we have two polygons here. First is the with regards to the soil, tsaka sa surcharge. Yan. So, ang base nung P1, or diretso na tayo ngayon sa area ng polygon, or that is the lateral force P1. So, this is unit weight H squared K sub A all over 2. But again, ang H natin dito ay 5.4. Okay? Tapos unit weight is 16. Ayan. And then K sub A is 0.26. Or that is 60.42. By the way, dito sa pattern 60.42, pero dito sa sample sa Excel 60.56. And why is that? Kasi hindi tayo gumamit ng 0.259. Pero kung gagawin natin na 0.259 si K sub A, let's say 0.259 talaga, magiging 60.42. Okay? So, ayan. I hope hindi kayo malito dyan. Okay, so binalik ko ito sa equation. So, in short, dito sa Excel, hindi tayo naglalagay ng mga approximate values kasi lahat ng numbers dito naka-equation na yan. Okay, so ang tamang sagot dito ay 60.56. Anyway, dito, calculator ang ginamit ko kasi dito eh. Next, we now go to P sub 2, which refers to the surcharge. And that is unit weight H1 K sub AH. Ngayon, dito sa P2, instead na gumamit ka ng small h1, pwede ring unit weight times K sub A. I mean, surcharge QS times K sub A. So, let's check. Okay, so punta tayo dito sa kay Excel. And this is equal to surcharge times coefficient Ka times the height or thickness H minus D. Yan. Then, enter. See? Paras lang sila, 27.33758. Ngayon, dito, QSKA times H. By the way, ang H natin dito is 5.4. Ngayon, bakit dito H1 ang ginamit natin, which is equal to surcharge divided by unit weight? This is in the sense na kinonvert natin si surcharge ng equivalent soil load. Ayan. So, dinivide natin si surcharge ng unit weight ng soil, kaya naging 1.22. Anyway, parehas lang naman ang kanilang kalalabasan. 27.34 kay Excel, samantalang dito kay pattern 27.27. Ngayon, palabasin ko itong 27.27, ano? That is, papalitan ko itong K sub A ng 0.259. Yan. So, 27.27. Again, ibig sabihin, dito sa pattern ko, 0.259 ang ipinasok ko talaga. Ayun o, meron pang letter A dun. Ibig sabihin, nakastore siya sa calculator. Okay, pero dito kay Excel, we will not use 0.259, but instead, we will use the equation. Yan. Okay, so, next, after solving for P1 and P2, sosolvin na natin ngayon si moment M sub U. Dahil ito yung moment na gagamitin natin para solvin yung stem as singly reinforced beam. Okay? Ngayon, this is equal to P1 times the lever arm from the top of the hill plus P2 times the lever arm from the top of the hill. And then, take note na sa isa sa mga load combinations is 1.2 dead plus 1.6 live. So dito, instead na Actually, dead lahat ito eh. Ang soil, pati yung surcharge, considered as dead load yan. However, kinonvert ko na siya na 1.6 kasi dito sa surcharge, let's say, kalsada yan, ano? So, merong mga dumadaan pa rin yan. Kaya, nilagay ko siya na 1.6. Anyway, mas malaki yung moment na i-produce natin kapag 1.6 ang gagamitin natin. Kaya, for conservative reasons, 1.6 na lang ang inilagay ko. And that's how you get M sub U. Next is, dito na tayo ngayon sa design of singly reinforced beam. Okay. Let's say, meron tayong beam section, ang width niya ay small b, tapos ang effective depth niya ay 512.5. Ngayon, bakit 1,000 to? Kasi we are considering meter strip. Okay? Kaya fix yan na 1,000 mm. Tapos yung D, ayun no, 1,000. And then your D is thickness C minus clear cover minus 25 all over 2. Okay. Ang C natin is, ayan, yung dimension ng lower base. Tapos, meron tayong clear cover. Tapos yung 25 all over 2, that is the diameter of DB1. Yan. Okay, so, check natin kung saan nakalink yan. So, ayun siya. Nakalink siya kay DB1. Okay, next. So, balikan natin ang design ng singly reinforced beam. So, first is, sosolvin mo yung R sub U, which is based from MU all over BD squared. And then, solvin mo rin yung AS. AS is equal to 1,000 divided by S1 times the area of DB1. Yan. Ngayon, bakit natin siya dinivide ng S1? Kasi, ang ibig sabihin yan, malalaman mo yung number of pieces sa loob ng isang meter strip. So, ayan yun. Okay, so this is linked dito kay DB1 tsaka kay S1. After which, sosolvin natin si required rho, which is equal to 0.85 f prime c all over fy times 1 minus square root of 1 minus 2 r all over 0.85 f prime c, which is, ayan. Ngayon, i-compare mo si required rho kay rho minimum. Okay? Take note, kapag si required rho ay mas maliit kay rho minimum, no? Ito, no? If required rho is less than the rho minimum, then you have to recompute your required rho, which is the maximum of rho minimum and 4/3 of this equation. Ngayon, let's compare now. So, si required rho is 0.0047 and si rho minimum is 0.0051. O, ayan. So, dapat magre-recompute tayo, which is 0.0062. Ngayon, saan nakuha yung 0.0062 na yan? It is equal to 4/3 of the original required rho. Okay? So, yan, yon. So, next is, i-compare natin itong si actual steel ratio kay use required rho. Yan. So, dapat si steel ratio, which is equal to AS all over BD, should be greater than the required rho. And then next is your rho maximum should be greater than your actual steel ratio. Ngayon, kung nag-fail ito, then you have to change your spacing or your bar diameter, or worse, yung mga dimensions natin. After this is check development length. Siyempre, ang i-check nating development length ay yung DB1, which is Ito, yung vertical bars dun sa soil face. Okay? Ngayon, ang actual development length is D minus clear cover. Take note na ang development length natin ay yung nandito sa footing, hindi yung nasa stem. Kasi obviously, mas mahaba itong nandito sa stem. Kaya ang checkin natin ay yung critical na development length, which is at the stem, which is equal to D minus clear cover. Yan. Okay, D minus clear cover. And your actual development length should be greater than the required development length. Ayan. How do we compute for the required development length? So, eto siya. Yan. It is the maximum of this 1, 2, 3, 4 equations, no? 0.02 dB1 squared. Ngayon, ang involve natin dito ay si dB1, ano? Divided by 4 square root of f prime c, and then 0.06 dB1 fy, tapos 300, tsaka fy psi t psi e dB divided by 2.1 psi, and then square root of f prime c. However, you be careful with yung 2.1 kasi may possibility again na baka magpalit ito ng 1.7, which is actually ayun, 1.7 nga ang ginamit, no? Hindi siya 2.1, dito 1.7. Okay, next. Ngayon, napansin natin na yung actual development length is less than the required development length. In that case, ang first defense mo dyan is mag-provide ka ng hook. Kaya naglagay tayo dito ng comment. Increase development length or provide hook. Ngayon, dun sa strap footing, eccentric concentric, nag-provide tayo dun ng equations para sa development length, ano? Pero dito hindi ko na nailagay. Dagdagan nyo na lang kung gusto niyo. So yung first defense natin dito ay mag-provide ka ng hook. Next is, kung kulang pa rin yung hook, then i-extend mo yung development length. Okay? Meaning, magiging letter L siya dito. Okay? Okay, so magle-letter L siya pa ganun. Or pwede rin mag-letter L siya papunta dito sa kabila as long as na ma-develop yung length. Next is check for shear. Dito naman, babalik tayo dito. V sub U is 1.6P1 plus 1.6P2. Ang shear na chine-check natin is in between the stem and the footing. So, dito, mangyayari yung shear. Kaya, ang shear force natin is P1 plus P2. You just multiply that by 1.6. And that is your shear force VU. Okay? And then, how do we get the allowable shear force TVC? So, ito yon, no? Allowable shear force TVC. Kukunin natin ngayon si allowable shear stress VC, and then you multiply it by capacity reduction factor phi tsaka BD. Take note na itong phi na yan, hindi yan yung angle of internal friction, na okay, malilito dyan. This is 0.75. Ayun. Now, your allowable shear stress small VC is ito, the minimum of these three conditions, 0.33 lambda square root of f prime c. So, hindi ko na nilagay dito yung lambda value kasi 1 din lang naman yon. And then 0.17 support and so on, then 0.083 support and so on. Next is ang ating ayan, 30, tapos beta 1, kinompute din natin si beta 1. Nandito si beta 1. Ayun. Yan o. Maximum, beta 1 is maximum of 1,000 all over D or D all over 1,000. Yan. Next is, ang B sub O or yung shear perimeter is 1 or shear length is 1 meter kasi yan yung meter strip. And then, ang allowable shear force natin is now equal to 0.075, yan yung phi, times allowable shear stress BC, eto nakalink siya doon, times B na 1,000, ayan, meter strip, times D na 512.5. Then you divide that by 1,000 para maging kilonewton. Okay. So, your allowable shear force is 577, which is greater than your VU. So, therefore, it is now safe. Now, let's go to stem front face steel bars, which is dalawa, no? Meron tayong horizontal tsaka vertical. So, let's start with the stem front face horizontal bars, which is ito. Okay? Stem front face horizontal bars. So, ang AS required natin ay 0.0025 times meter strip times the quantity C plus W all over 2. Ayan po siya. And then, after which is i-compare natin yung spacing. Okay? Ngayon, ang spacing na i-compare natin dyan is CS2. Ayun o, stem front face horizontal bars, which is 260. Okay? Next, saan natin kinuha yung S maximum? Galing yan dito sa required AS. So, we will solve now S maximum based on your required AS, which is, ayan. So, ito yon yung equation na yan. So, 1,000 divided by S max times the quantity pi is 16 square all over 4. Ngayon, ano yung 16 na yan? It is the diameter of bar DB2. Oops. Wait. Ayun, using 16 mm dito. So, okay lang, no? Pero dito sa ating sample pattern dito sa Excel, ang ating DB2 ay 25. Kaya, ang ginamit ko dyan ay 25 mm. Okay. So, ayan, nakalink siya kay DB2. Next. So, we will compare this. Your S max should be greater than your S2. Kaya, okay lang. Now, let's go to vertical bars. Yan, okay? So, dito, ang AS required natin is 0.0015 times 1,000 times the quantity plus W all over 2. Ang gagamitin naman dito sa pattern ay 12 mm. However, dito sa sample natin, this is now S3. Ang diameter ni S3 ay 25 pa rin. Okay, so we will use 25 mm here. Kaya, ayan. So that is the required AS. And then that is the S max. Then you compare it with S3. Okay, next. Finally, dito na tayo sa soil phase horizontal temperature and shrinkage bars. So we are now dealing with S4. Dito na tayo, ano? Oops! Before going to temperature and shrinkage bars, balikan muna natin tong mga notes dito. If allowable shear force PVC is greater than actual shear force BU, then no shear reinforcement is required. Ibig sabihin, kaya na nung concrete section alone. It is not practical to reinforce the stem for shear. Therefore, if the shear is inadequate, stem thickness must be increased. Okay, ibig sabihin, yung dimension C ang kailangan mong i-increase. Okay, next. Code recommends that walls more than 250 mm thick, except basement walls, must have reinforcement in each direction, in each face of wall. So, in both directions, in each face, so we are dealing here with, dito sa soil face, meron tayong vertical, tsaka meron tayong horizontal. Okay, dito sa soil face, sa stem face naman, meron pa rin tayong vertical, which is DB3, tsaka horizontal na DB2. And then, it is more than 250 mm, kaya both face yan, in both directions. Kaya compliant tayo doon. Except, basement walls must have reinforcement in each direction, blah 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 blah. The exposed surface must have the minimum of 1/2 and maximum of 2/3 the steel required for each direction. Ngayon, yung exposed surface na yan, yan yung stem face, ano? Must have the minimum of 1/2 and maximum of 2/3 the steel required for each direction. And then the maximum spacing for steel must not exceed 3 times the wall thickness nor 450 mm for both vertical and horizontal bars. Okay, kasama na to dun sa pag-check ng spacing, ano? For front wall exposed face, use 2/3 of total steel area required and average stem thickness. Rear face of wall, this is not exposed. Ito yung soil face. For horizontal steel, utilize only 1/3 of steel requirements. So, balik na tayo dito sa temperature and shrinkage bars. Ang kanyang required AS ay 0.0025 times B. Ngayon, yung B na yan yung unit meter strip na 1,000 times the quantity C plus W divided by 2 and then divided by 3. So that is 375 mm squared. Ngayon, ang spacing maximum ay maggagaling dito sa required AS, which is this one. Yung area ng 12 mm, that is, kung gagamitin natin ay 12 mm, multiply mo lang yung area ng isang bar by 1,000, tapos i-divide mo nung AS required. Yan yung maximum S. But in this sample, ang ating AS ay 25 mm. Okay? So, dyan nag-base ang ating required AS. Ito siya, no? So, SMAX, nakalink siya dito sa S4, ayan, no? DB4 tsaka S4. Okay, next is design of base na tayo. Ang goal natin dito ay mai-check yung 4 na safety factor, which will start with overturning, tapos yung bearing, or yung bearing capacity, tapos yung sliding, and ang inuna natin actually is yung reinforcement kanina. Okay? So, punta tayo ngayon dito sa design of base. First is sosolvin natin yung mga nagkokos ng writing, or ito yung mga umu-oppose dun sa lateral earth pressure forces, which is your frictional force. Ngayon, yung frictional force na yan, ang nagko-contribute dyan yung mga gravity loads. At ang mga gravity loads na yan, yan yung weights nung concrete, yung weights nung soil above the stem, tsaka above the stem face. Ito, no? So, we start with W1, which is 3.6 times 0.6 times 1. Ngayon, yung 1 na yan yung per meter strip. Then, minultiply niya ng unit weight of concrete. So, that's 50.76, ano? And then, yung yung X1 naman, yan yung lever arm nung W1. So, that is 3.6 divided by 2. Next is weight 2 or W sub 2. So, that is 0.3 times the height, ito 5.4 times meter strip times unit weight of concrete. And that is 38.07. And then, ang kanyang X2 from the heel is, X2 is from the toe dito pala, no? So that is 1.19 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 divided by 2, which is 0.15. Yan yung X2. That is from the toe. Next, yung W3 naman, itong triangle, no? You multiply it by unit strip times unit weight of concrete. So, ayan, 0.3 times 5.4 divided by 2 times, yan. So, 19.04. And then, ang kanyang lever arm from the toe is 1.19 plus 2/3 of 0.3. And then, next is W4. Yan yung soil dito sa front face. So, meron siyang triangle. Ayun yung 0.0333. Ngayon, kunin mo yung 0.0333 by ratio and proportion. So, W4 is 0.0333 times the height of soil, 0.6, divided by 2 times unit weight of soil na 16, and that is W4. Okay, next is X sub 4. Yan naman yung lever arm nung W4, so that is 1.19 plus 2/3 of this. Ayan. No. It is 1/3 lang pala, okay? So, 1/3 of 0.0333. Ayan. And that is 1.2. Next is W5. Dito naman yung soil na rectangular ang kanyang section. So, that is 1.19 times 0.6 times unit weight of soil. And then yung lever arm, which is X5, is 1.19 divided by 2. Next, yung W6, eto naman. So, that is 1.81 times 5.4 times 1 times 16. Ngayon, yung 1.81 na yan, yung eto yon. Okay? Yan, 3.6 minus 1.19 minus 0.3 minus 0.3. And then, ang lever arm ni W6 is 1.19 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 plus 1.81 divided by 2. Yan. And next is yung surcharge na W7. Ngayon, ang W7 natin ay 19.5 times 1.81 times 1. And ang lever arm niya is same lever arm ng W6. Kaya 2.695. Okay. So, ito yung mga forces na magko-contribute sa frictional force. And then yung orderating moment. Next is yung overturning moment. Yan yung mga magtutumba ng retaining wall, which is dependent on your P1 and P2. This time, ang gagamitin nating height would be the total height of the wall, which is 6 meters. Okay? So, ang P1 natin is K sub A times unit weight times H divided by 2. Yan. Which is 74.77. So, ayan siya, no? K sub A, unit weight of soil, times H squared divided by 2. And then, yung kanyang y1 is 6 divided by 1/3 or 6 times 1/3, kaya siya naging 2 meters. And then, yung P2, this is due to surcharge, that is K sub A times surcharge times H, which is ito. And then, ang kanyang lever arm, take note, ang H, small h natin ay 6 meters, no? Ang lever arm niya ay H all over 2 or 3 meters. And then from there, we can now compute your righting moment tsaka overturning moment. So, ang righting moment is, i-multiply mo yung W1 x1 hanggang W7 times x7 and then you sum that. That's how you get 703. Okay? Or, sample ko dito, no? So, that is W1 times X1. Yan. Tapos, copy ko dito. Yan. Ngayon, eto, nakalink siya dyan. And then, yung total niyan is sum. This should be equal to 703. Ayun. Okay, next. Yung overturning moment naman is yung P1 and P2. Okay, so this is P1 times Y1. So, I will copy this. Tsaka yan. And then, ito-total ko rin yan. So, that is 373.84. Oops, wait. Check ko lang, no? So, P1Y1 dito. Ayun. Lipat natin ito. P2 times Y2. Yan. So, you add that, dyan mo makukuha yung 240. Okay, next is, kunin natin ngayon tong reaction. So, the reaction is simply the sum of the weights. Okay, next is yung kunin na natin ngayon yung value ng X. So, in this part, it is checked for overturning. The factor of safety for overturning is equal to righting moment all over overturning moment. It should be greater than 1.5 or else increased dimension. Kaya, itong 2.92, that is equal to Rm divided by Om. Yan. So, it is greater than 1.5, kaya safe. Next. Dito na tayo ngayon kay check for bearing. No? So, kunin natin ngayon yung value ng X. It is equal to the difference of the moments divided by the reaction. Okay, so kunin natin si X. Dito ako sa gilid. Is equal to Rm minus Om. So, parenthesis lang natin yan. Divided by R. That's how you get your X na 1.49. And then, kunin natin si eccentricity E, which is equal to L all over 2. Nasaan si L? Ayan. Divided by 2 minus E. And that's how you get, ayan. L all over 2 minus X, that's how you get E, 0.31. Okay? And then from there, you can now solve your minimum stress and maximum stress at the soil. Ngayon, yung F minimum tsaka F maximum, both of them should be greater than 0. And both again should be less than Q allowable. Kailangan masatisfy yung dalawang conditions na yun, ano? So therefore, satisfied naman yung dalawang condition, kaya Okay, next. Punta tayo ngayon sa sliding. So, natapos na tayo sa overturning. Then, tapos din na rin tayo sa bearing. Dito naman tayo ngayon sa sliding. Sa sliding, ang frictional force natin, F sub F is equal to mu, which is 0.5 times R. Okay? Yan. So, that's 155 ngayon. I-divide natin yan with summation of P1 and P2. And that is equal to 1.48. Ngayon, bumagsak siya kasi it is less than 1.75. Ngayon, saan nanggaling yung 1.75 na yan? Okay, constant yan. 1.75. Okay, next. Ayan, so nilagay ko na yung 1.75. After that, since hindi siya pumasa, then mag-provide tayo ngayon ng base shear key. So, dyan palang gagana itong nilagay nating shear key. Okay? However, kung ayaw mong maglagay ng shear key, then magpalit ka ng dimensions. Pwede mong palakihin yung lower base, pwede mong palakihin yung thickness, things like those. Okay? Pero, itong provide base shear key, mache-check din natin yan mamaya kasi nandito yan sa part na dito, yun, design of base shear key. But before that, dito muna tayo sa design of heel. Okay? So, ang heel, ito. Ayan. So, ang ide-design natin dyan na bakal yung DB5. Okay? Kasi, take note na meron tayong weight dito. So, mag-a-act din itong heel as like cantilever beam. Okay? Ngayon, ang moment dyan would be the weights on top of this. Kaya, kukomputin natin ngayon si W1, W2, tsaka si W3, which are coming from this. Okay. So, si W1, galing siya sa soil. Tapos, yung W2, galing siya sa weight nung heel. And then, si W3, yung weight nung surcharge. Okay. So, W3 is 19.5 times 1.81. Ngayon, yung 1.81 na yan, yan yung distance na L minus B minus C. Okay, times QS. Tapos, itong W sub 2, yan yung weight nung heel. That is equal to L minus B minus C times thickness of footing D times unit weight of concrete. Okay? So, yan. And then, si W1 ay manggagaling kay weight naman nung soil, which is equal to L minus B minus C, yan yung 1.81, ano? Times H minus D. Yung H minus D, ito, from this part up to the top of heel times unit weight of soil. Okay, so next is, kukunin na natin ngayon yung moment M sub U, which is, by the way, equal to 1.2 times the weights multiplied by the lever arm. Siyempre, iisa lang ang lever arm niyan, 1.81 divided by 2. And then, notice na ang ginamit ko dito ay 1.2. Okay? So, nasa sa designer na yan kung gusto niyang gumamit ng 1.6. Okay lang yon. But, in this pattern, ang ginamit ko ay 1.2. Next, so mag-proceed tayo as singly reinforced beam again. And ang u-utilize natin na width ng beam ay meter strip na 1,000. Tapos, ang effective depth D is equal to D minus clear cover minus dBH all over 2. Okay? Ngayon, yung dBH all over 2, yan yung actually yung dB5. Okay, next. After that, we solve now R sub U, which is M sub U all over 0.9 BD square. And then, we solve AS. Ang AS natin is 1,000 divided by S5, no? So, let's check. Ayun, 1,000 divided by S5. Okay. And then, we now compute your required rho, which is based, again, on your M sub U. And then, you compare this with rho minimum. Ngayon, ang ating rho minimum ay 0.0051, which is greater than required rho. Kaya, let us also compare 4/3 times required rho. Okay, so 0.0049. So, ang mag-govern is rho minimum. Okay, so we will use now rho minimum para sa recomputed required rho. And then, you compare that with your steal ratio, which is equal to AS all over BD. Then, you compare this with rho max. After that, i-check din natin yung development length. Ngayon, ano ang ating development length? Ang ginamit nating development length is yung dimension C. Kasi yung heel rebars is mag-e-extend siya hanggang dito sa ilalim ng lower base, ng stem. So, yung dimension C na yan is actually this part. Yan. Okay, which is 0.6. Samantalang dito, this is 1.81. So, ang check natin is yung critical, which is dimension C. Take note na hindi na natin siya minus ng clear cover. And then, ang required LD niya is eto. It is the maximum of this 4 conditions again. Okay? Ayan. Pero, ang isasali nating diameter dito is dB5. Yan. And then, lumalabas again na ang required LD ay mas malaki kaysa sa development length. So, ang comment mo dito ngayon, increase development length or extend to toe. Ayan. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, etong rebars natin na dB5, i-extend mo yan, idire-diretso mo na yan, hanggang dito sa toe. Yun. So, para ma-satisfy niya yung LD. Okay? Next, punta tayo ngayon kay shear. Ang possible na mangyayari dito ay dyan siya mag-shear. Ayan. Due to the force contributed by the weight. So, dito na tayo. Check for shear. So, ang ating shear force ay manggagaling dito. 1.2 times W1 plus W2 plus W3. Tapos, ang shear stress natin, VC. And then, meron tayong beta 1. Meron din tayong effective depth D. Ngayon, ang effective depth D natin dito ay thickness of footing D minus clear cover minus diameter of rebar, which is dB5 divided by 2. Okay? And then, you compute your VC. Then, you compute your VU. Next, punta na tayo ngayon kay design of toe.